Hello and welcome to the Superintendent's Perspective. I'm Mario Salinas, Superintendent. I'm joined today by Board President Miguel Mike Farias and Career and Technical Education Director Arminda Lozano. Today's topic will be career and technical education. Before we go there, Ms. Lozano and Mr. Farias, I'd like to give the public an update on the COVID, as far as the state of COVID in our district.
Okay.
If you recall, 3 weeks ago, we had three students that were infected with COVID. They were attending our schools, and they picked up that disease off campus. 2 weeks ago, we had two staff members that were infected with COVID, and 3 students. The 2 staff members that came down with COVID had opted out of the vaccination program that we have for our staff, and they got infected. And let me remind the community that over 90% of our staff here in Edinburgh, I'm talking teachers and everybody else that is employed by us, opted to get the vaccine.
Yes, sir.
This week, so far this week, we had no staff that has been infected with COVID, and 1 student. Those are the updates for this week. So the trends continue to point in a positive direction as far as COVID in our community and specifically in our schools. And a lot of that has to do with our partners and ourselves in making an effort to vaccinate as many people as we can in our community.
And one thing I want to point out is that ECISD has successfully done over 20,000 vaccines,
That's awesome.
which is a great testament of planning and working together with the community, with all the different municipalities, everybody from the city to the county to DHR to Region 1. We've been able also to supply vaccines to other individuals and to help them out. So we've already hit over 20,000 vaccines, and we're going to keep on going. And as soon as it comes back that the vaccine will be available for 12 years and older, then our focus is going to be for our students. We're already focusing on the 16 and over, and as soon as that's available through the Moderna, which is the vaccine we use, we'll be focusing on our students and our parents.
Yes, in fact, the parents, we started last week where we had 2 dates of vaccinations where we messaged our parents that if you have children in our schools, come by our Robert Vela High School and we'll vaccinate any parent that wishes to vaccinate. This week, as you know, Mr. Farias, Ms. Lozano, we took the vaccines on the road to areas where we think the parents are underrepresented as far as taking the vaccine. We went to the McGee area to focus on Las Cañas subdivision, and we went also to the Harwell, Avila areas where we focus on those subdivisions where we think some of those parents, because of for their own reasons, are underrepresented as far as taking the vaccine. So we want to offer the equal opportunity to all our parents and our seniors and to get vaccinated. And
Very good.
That's been a concentration as of late, as far as vaccinating our community.
And also, I'd like to point out that all our seniors that wanted the vaccine have already been vaccinated. All the ones that have wanted the vaccine, it's been available, and we're even reaching down to the 16 and up crowd too.
Yes, sir.
So we're trying to get ahead of the game and be as proactive as possible. And just like we did with our food program,
Yes.
instead of them coming to us, we're going to their location in their area. And I'm glad we're doing that, because a lot of times those individuals may not have the means of transportation or maybe working. And we adjusted the hours from 4 to 8 to make it available for those people that work. And after work, they can come over and get the vaccine.
Yes, sir. And you're right. The Food and Drug Administration is on the verge of approving both the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines to vaccinate those that are 12 and older, at which point we're going to get to vaccinating our middle school students and the remainder of the high school students. And hopefully sometime in the summer, they approve for 3-year-olds and older, and then we start vaccinating everybody. As we know, vaccines work, as I was saying.
Yes.
In the last in almost a month, we've had 3 staff members get ill, and those 3 members opted, all 3 of them, not to take the vaccine. So the vaccines work. Now, today's topic, sir, is career and technology education. But before we go there, let me just remind the discussion we had last week. It had to do with elementary and middle school education, and one of the topics that I mentioned was that I know that there's some charter schools in our backyard that try to replicate what we do. And I'll tell the parents in capital letters, those charter schools can never replicate the rigor that we offer our students. Never. Capital letters across the board. Never replicate the rigor that we offer. This next programs, these charter programs can never replicate, because we offer extensive career and technology education programs.
Yes, we do.
Which very few districts can replicate. And here today with us is Arminda Lozano to talk to us about what's in store, what's happening right now, and what's in store for our future as far as career and technology education in Edinburgh CISD.
Very good.
Thank you. Today, earlier, we visited the new state-of-the-art, that will be state-of-the-art building for career and technical education. We went over to take a look and to walk it through and be able to go over all the different programs that ECISD will be able to offer our students.
Okay.
And let me, before you get started, let me dispel the myth out there that career and technological education is only for those students that are not going to college. Please tell us about that myth.
I'm so glad you are asking that, because CTE is the stepping stone to all careers that are out there. Whether students are exiting Edinburgh CISD, going straight into the workforce, or going to both, to the post-secondary education, we have classes that offer opportunities for all of our students. And yes, CTE is for everyone. We are able to offer courses in 23 different pathways, which is an extensive amount of classes that we offer. And we want just that. We want our students that while they are with us as early as junior high, middle school, we offer opportunities for them to start exploring the different career pathways that we have. And that way they get a sense, once they leave us, with a better direction of where they're headed in their career of choice.
You know, I'm so glad you brought that up. I always say life is too short to do something that you really don't enjoy. And this is an opportunity while they're in middle school and going through high school where they can venture into different topics and that pique their interest. And maybe they thought they wanted to go into cosmetology, but then all of a sudden they were interested in health service, or they were interested in welding, or whatever the case is, but they're able to get a little taste of what they're going to go into. That way they can make a logical decision on where to go forward. And we offer an array of different classes, and we're adding to it every year. And the beautiful thing about these facilities, over 100,000 square feet that we're going to add, not only are we going to be able to add more classrooms, more teachers, but more subjects that we weren't able to do because we were at the mercy of square footage. Now we have a lot to go ahead and do. And it's a very interesting program, and I'm so glad that you have a passion for this and that you really put your whole heart into it.
And let me tell the community what you're talking about, Mr. Farias. Of the community out there, we, the school district, the board, opted to invest in career and technology education to the tune of $35 million. So we're going to invest to improve our facilities, to improve our programs, and they're not bond programs where your taxes are going to go up.
Sure.
It's not through taxes, and so that is what we're talking about, community. The school district, the board, has decided to invest into these programs to the tune of almost $35 million, and that's what President Farias is talking about.
And we are emphatic about that because you're right, Mr. Farias and Dr. Salinas, one has to have a passion. Wake up every single day knowing that you're going to do something that day, what Mr. Job said, it's not work if it's something that you love to do. And with this new facility, we're going to be able to provide just that. In terms of reference, we're wanting students to look at a different direction of what they want to do, because ideally they will be making a choice that possibly affects 40 years of their life. 35 to 40 years,
Yes.
number of years that they want to work. This new building will have different classes that we're going to be able to offer. The first, the Career Center, the new one, we're going to be able to add HVAC and plumbing, that currently programs that we don't currently have. When the addition of the new buildings are in place, we are going to be able to add to that plumbing, HVAC.
Before we move on,
Yes.
HVAC,
Yes.
heating, air conditioning, and ventilation. Presently, if you want to get trained, if you live here and you want to get trained in that area, you have to go to South Texas College.
Yes.
To get that kind of training. Are you going to offer similar training to our students, to high school students?
Yes,
Very
sir.
similar to what South Texas
They will be
College
able to
offers?
take the class and take the certification to go directly into the workforce.
They'll
Yes,
be
sir.
certified
Yes, sir.
heating and ventilation and air conditioning technicians coming out of high school?
Yes, sir.
And I say that because as a superintendent, I can tell you that we've had vacancies in these areas
Oh, yes.
for more than a year. We cannot fill these vacancies because even though we do pay almost $20 an hour, trying to find qualified individuals that have experience in these fields, it's very difficult because private industry
Yes.
pays significantly more.
And you know, one thing that you said about going straight into the workforce, I remember when I assumed the position as president of the board back in November. Shortly after that, I visited with you.
Yes.
And I had a concern of, you know, we need to go ahead and offer some more training and classes with CTE, because a lot of these young individuals are going to eventually be owners of their own companies.
Yes.
So I approached you. I said, you know, is anybody offering an entrepreneur class on how to go ahead and not just be a worker, but be an owner, to have workers underneath them to start their own business? And at the time, you kind of did your research and there really wasn't anything out there. So I'm so excited to know that you added an entrepreneur class to help these individuals. If they aspire to go and want to start their own business, they can do so and have the knowledge of how to do it correctly. I know when I first started my business, I didn't have the training. You know, I have a doctorate from the School of Hard Knocks because I had to learn the hard way and by mistakes and by doing this. I had nobody to teach me. But learning through all that, I want to empower these individuals to, once they learn their trade, to aspire to be owners of that particular industry. And we can properly equip them on how to start their business, how to set up their company, how the importance of good credit, the importance of not getting in debt, the importance of setting up your company, whether a Chapter C, an S Corp, a C Corp, a limited partnership, a sole proprietorship. Set it up correctly. That way they start off on the right foot. And I'm so excited that we were able to go ahead and add that to ECISD. And I can confidently say that not other districts have that particular class.
And what's the title of this class?
Entrepreneurship. So the beauty of that, Mr. Farias and Dr. Salinas, is you're absolutely right, sir. With career and technical education, students are able to do both simultaneously because they can begin to take the entrepreneurship class as they take their class, such as whether it's welding, whether it's cosmetology, whether it's auto mechanics, whatever the case may be, a student could go directly to the workforce, and if so, choose to have their own business, but also have the background knowledge as to what it takes to really run your own job, your own program. So it would be great if they are to be owners in their area as well. So adding that class, we've already established who is certified to teach that particular class, and we're excited. It's on our pre-registration form, and we look forward to having students take that class as well.
Excellent.
One of the many classes that we've added.
Is it a full year course? Is it a one semester course?
It is a 1 full year course, sir. In addition to this next year's course offerings.
What are the certification requirements for a teacher teaching entrepreneurship?
It will be a business teacher. So we've looked at them, at our teachers, the current ones that we have, and their certifications. And so we've been able to first ask who would like, because the buy-in has to be there. We want the teacher to be excited and knowledgeable about what they're going to be teaching. So we've already done that part of the homework, and now it's going to be, as students are doing their pre-registration, the selection process, we will know how many sections we will need for those particular classes.
Very good.
In addition to that one, I do want to say in the area of health science, as you all may know, health science is an industry that is growing by leaps and bounds. For this coming year, we're adding principles of exercise and wellness. Our students are going to be able to take the certificate to become personal trainers. There are so many classes we've added, so we are excited. And you're right, Dr. Salinas, current technical education is for everyone, regardless if you're going straight to the workforce and be career ready and or job ready.
You have in addition to to becoming welders, electricians, plumbers, air conditioning technicians, we also offer law enforcement.
Law enforcement, culinary arts, we have social media, advertising, instructional practices. Those are students are our future teachers. We have auto mechanics, welding. Let me go down the line. We have welding. We have students that are going into the health science. We have pharmacy tech, emergency medical techs, pharmacy techs. We have other health science classes for those that are going into being doctors and nurses. So there's just an array. We have forensic science going into law enforcement. We have agricultural for those that are going into the agricultural business. It's just an array of classes.
And all of these, and a lot of these, they catapult you into college studies.
Yes, sir.
For example, I was mentioning law enforcement. For those students that want to study law enforcement in college, because it's a wide field. It's wide open.
Yes, sir.
You could be a police officer. You could be a border patrolman. You could work for ICE. You could work for the FBI. You could work for the county. All these are well-paying jobs. There are students out there that's their passion.
Yeah, it
law
is.
enforcement. We offer computer science. Yes.
Yes, sir, we do.
And that field is wide open. From computer science, you can jump into cybersecurity.
We offer.
You can offer robotics.
We have robotics.
And on and on and on. For those fields right now that we, as we speak right now, these fields don't exist. But they know that the theory behind that is computer science. For jobs in the future that are gonna exist that we don't know exist.
Correct.
But they're gonna rely on background knowledge having to do with computer science. And so these are fields that jump right into studies at the college level, where into fields that are in demand as well. So I wanted to emphasize that to those parents out there that career technology is not just for those that go straight into the workforce, even though we do offer that.
Yes.
Because as we know, some students want to go straight into the workforce and become their own bosses, and they have their own business. And,
Yes, sir.
and as a matter of fact, 80% of our economic activity in the United States of America, it's small business owners,
Yes,
such
sir.
as yourself.
And the other thing is that I also see our CTE department taking advantage of our local needs. I mean, less than an hour away, we have SpaceX.
Yes.
And we have the demand of what they're going to be needing as they grow.
And they're growing.
And they're growing. So, this is an opportunity for us to reach out to SpaceX and go, okay, what are you looking for? Show us what you need so we can develop a course to go ahead and meet your job needs, because their employment is going to be immense. And they're not going anywhere. They're
Skilled
growing.
labor
And
is
they're
in
growing.
disparity.
And just this week, they announced where there's a space channel that's
Yes.
gonna move over to Brownsville to just focus on space exploration, being that SpaceX is there. So look at that. Look at that. Look at how many people are getting hired.
And Elon Musk is going to start his own Star City. So it's like its own development, its own. So these are the opportunities that we have to, and they're good paying jobs, and I know that for a fact because my son is at SpaceX, and he gets paid very well.
Very well.
So
Yes.
so the opportunity that we have in around Saran, and the other thing that people like SpaceX bring other industries in,
Oh, of course, yes.
and they're going to start coming down here. And when they do that, we need to go ahead and see what their needs are, so we can develop a program to create their workforce and be ahead of the game. And they need everything from welders to plumbers to
Construction.
to construction to architects. I mean, they need an
Engineers.
array scientist. They need everything over there, and so it's ever evolving. And he's also going to drill for his own gas, so it's endless, the possibilities.
Yes.
And the growth, and partnering up with somebody like that and fulfilling their needs can secure individual jobs.
Yes, sir. Indeed. And talking about partnerships, and Ms. Lozano, you know a little bit about this. I know that the city of Edinburgh, I've had discussions with the city manager, and he wants we need to talk. Cause 2 weeks ago, I went to his office to discuss on some partnerships. One of the areas that he's serious about exploring is partnering with us to attract workforce.
Yes.
Here to the Edinburgh area.
That is an excellent idea, and we look forward to doing that. Earlier, we started our conversation with how many students have been, or people have been affected with COVID. One of the things that this pandemic has done is increase the need for healthcare workers. And so we are very fortunate that we offer so many different classes in that area. So every day, as you said, it's evolving. We now have, and you said, sir, also that we are teaching students and preparing them for careers that we don't know what we're going to need 5 years from now.
Yeah.
Look at telemedicine. We now have telemedicine. We have drone operators.
Yes.
There are just so many opportunities that we are preparing our kids for. And so the need and the excitement about career and technical education is very much evident, and we just are so happy and appreciative that we have the support of our administrative board and our board as well. So thank you so much. We want to continue.
Before we run out of time, the board has opted to invest significant dollars into CATE programming. Tell us, what is the direct impact it's going to have on your programs?
The direct impact is that our students are going to leave us being prepared to go into the workforce and post-secondary ed. Our students are able to take advantage of receiving and earning a certification that will equip them with getting a head start in their career. It also, a lot of our classes, if they go directly to the workforce, you mentioned your son, I believe he's a welder. We have cosmetologists, we have mechanics. It impacts that they will save a lot of money by taking the classes within our district, taking and earning their certification with us versus them graduating from high school and then having to start from scratch. So they will save themselves a lot of time and a financial means by taking classes with us and earning those certifications.
And the additional seats, I know there's waiting time for a lot of these classes are very, very
Yes.
in demand from our high school students, but we have very limited seats available. So a student may want to take a class or another that we may not be able to offer because we don't have enough seats. So how's that going to help you?
With the addition of the building and the renovation of the buildings and adding, more students will be able to be afforded with the opportunity to take a career and technical education class, which is great. Because one of the reasons, or several reasons, some of our kids come for that one particular class that they have a passion for. And if they don't have it in their schedule, they now will. We don't want to turn away students from a class that they really want, because again, it is the start of the exploration of a career choice. And so it looks like that hopefully when it all comes to fruition, all of our kids that want to take a career and technical education class will be able to do so.
Very good.
Earlier today, we took a tour of our new Career and Technical Education Center. Let's have a look. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the site of the new Edinburgh Career and Technical Education Center. When this facility is completed, and we renovate the the two other existing sites, we are going to be able to double the amount of opportunities and classes that students will be able to take. Not only that, we're going to further enhance what we offer right now, but we're going to enhance it by adding classes that we don't currently have, such as electrical, diesel mechanics, HVAC. Currently, right now, CTE offers courses to where our student enrollment is in the amount of a little over 9,000, and that is every year.
In this facility, you're going to offer barber shop. We've never offered that.
Correct.
We don't have the facility. Now, a student can graduate, certified barber, can open up his own shop.
From beginning to end.
From beginning to end through this class. Entrepreneurship, where it teaches students how to own your own business.
True success is enjoying the journey there. So let's give every child an opportunity, whether college, military, or CTE. Let's equip them, let's prepare them so they can fulfill their pursuit of happiness, which really at the end of the day, that's really what we want, is the best for our kids, and give them every opportunity possible. So this is just another addition of other areas that we can empower them to go out and be successful.
Here, this is the front of the building. This is on this side would be the administrative courses, and this is southeast. We will have our computers, health science classes in that area. This is administrative. The culinary arts will be in that area. And this area is our welding. This will be our computer maintenance class when they remove all of those walls and that wall.
So this is a pretty big area here.
Yes, sir, it is, because this particular class will also have a classroom and a lab. Just to let y'all know, each one will have their garage opening so that they can bring in automobiles and out and so forth. They all have a covered area as well. That's what will be in this area. The equipment that will be used requires a certain weight that the concrete can hold, and that's part of our discussions that we've had, and this is ideal for those classes.
The majority of the infrastructure is already here, which is amazing.
Yes.
Which is really amazing, and this is kind of like, it was set up for CTE.
Yes.
Because the way everything's divided already, we just have to go and modify the insides. That's nice.
If you see this classroom right here, there is the garage door. That's going to be one of the first health science classes that has the EMT, the Emergency Tech Program. Teachers are excited because this first classroom is construction. So the students are going to be able to have and show their projects out here, as well as build in there. And what the teachers can do, and we set it up that way, is that they can join forces, because it'll be construction, HVAC, and plumbing. So together the three can put something together. When you look at it from all angles and you look at the entire picture, this structure, this building is enormous. And I mean, we just can't wait to have it come to fruition, and where students are being bused and taking classes here.
Ms. Lozano, is that the facility that we were walking is over 100,000 square feet? What percentage of, what additional percentage of students are going to be able to take CATE classes as a result of that additional square foot of facilities that we're going to add?
We're adding 3 different new programs to that building, so I would say a third that it's going to be able to afford. It's going to be a state-of-the-art building. We're excited. And then once our 2 other buildings are renovated, then we're really talking about a 50% increase because we're going to be able to include more students to be able to take more classes. We'll be able to serve both the northern quadrant and the southern quadrant with more of an ease in facilities.
Okay, so we're going to invest significant dollars in that facility that we walked. And then we have another K facility at the Barrientos area to serve as Edinburgh High School and Robert Bella High School.
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes.
That's what, about 100,000 square feet of facility out there?
Combined with the facility at South.
That's out,
Right.
which is another facility
Right.
that where
Because
we offer
one is
programs.
much smaller than the other. So those 2 combined will equate to what we have at the new center at the north end right now.
And President Farias, the additional square footage, in addition to serving the students with better quality programs, the icing on the cake is that the district gets more dollars. For students that take these classes, we're talking,
Yes.
and if you add, Ms. Lozano says, we'll be able to add 30 to 40% more students taking these classes. That translates because of the additional funding, and these students generate more funding than if I'm taking a calculus class at one of the high schools, I get funding. If I take a CATE class at one of these facilities, that funding like triples.
Yep.
So that's just more money for the school district to reinvest in our students and in our programs.
Well, that's one of the things that inspired me, was that when I was doing my research and looking into CTE, I was amazed at how much money the CTE department was bringing in.
Yes, sir.
I mean, a lot more than all the other departments. And the beautiful thing about that is that I believe that 40% can be used for other uses besides CATE. And we're talking in the tens of millions.
Yes, sir.
So imagine the tens of millions and then increasing that by 35 to 40%. Additional money coming in.
To reinvest. And we've been talking about this for a long time. To reinvest so we can produce a quality experience, educational experience
Yes,
for our students.
exactly.
A quality experience.
And this is one of the few programs that we can invest and get more out of it so we can put back into the whole school district.
It will pay itself.
Oh, yes. And the beautiful thing about it is that that it's going to be state of the art. The property, it lends itself already with a bus route. It has parking all over the place for the teachers. It has room for expansion.
Yes, sir.
It really has it all. It was like it was made for us specifically. And we're going to invest quite a bit of money in the renovations, but it's money well spent because it's going straight to the kids. It's going straight to the kids and their future. And it's one of the programs that we'll be able to increase our revenue so we can continue making more money to invest back into our district.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And talk about for our students, how does it benefit our students if a student's going to study computer science at the college level, they can start with us taking computer science at the high school level. They're that much ahead.
Yes, sir.
If the student wants to be pre-med, they can take these health classes with us before they go to college, and they're that much far ahead
Yes,
when
sir.
they get to these colleges. If the students want to do law enforcement at the college level, they classes with us. They're just that much
Further ahead.
for that. So if they want to do pharmacy work at the college level, they can do pharmacy tech with us, and they're that much ahead of time. So we in Edinburgh, if a student chooses to send their children to Edinburgh, we're going to provide whatever they need, and the service that we do provide are going to be of the highest quality, beginning at the elementary, the middle, and the high.
Very good, sir.
So thank you for joining us for the Superintendent's Perspective. Stay safe and stay healthy.
Thank you.